Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans, androids, we are gonna blow your minds today. If you're like me, probably one of your favorite game modes in Galaxy of Heroes is Bring It On Down. Grand Arena, the crown jewel of Galaxy of Heroes, in my opinion, and we've had Grand Arena for a couple years, and it's turned into more of a science and being able to understand what is great on defense and what is great on offense. And in today's video, we have a mind-blowingly new tool that you have to know about. Every single Galaxy of Heroes player needs to know about this Grand Arena tool if you're trying to get a better understanding of the Grand Arena meta and what can you defeat with your roster. Well, today we have a huge resource to break down for you known as Grand Arena Science. This tool is so dang powerful. It combines some of my favorite past Grand Arena resources and combines their strengths into one where you can literally plug in what team are you going to fight on defense and see what counters are available to those teams, or you can tell it what teams you have left for offense and it'll show you what teams you can roughly beat with the characters you are putting in for your offensive run. But before we talk about this lovely tool, we got to talk about our lovely sponsor, Gary. Hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about a game you never, ever heard me talk about before.
Raid Shadow Legends! Now, as you guys know, one of my absolute favorite things about Raid Shadow Legends are the hundreds and hundreds of characters that you can collect. And the latest batch of characters coming to Raid Shadow Legends is the Shadowkin faction. The Shadowkin are shrouded in mystery, hailing from the furthest reaches of the eastern continent beyond the Brimstone Path. It's believed they've been under the brutal heel of the demon spawn for the last several hundred years, but only in the past few months have they overthrown Seraph's yoke and revealed themselves to the other faction. And as you can see, the reviews from the community are amazing across the board. This month, they're releasing a new batch of epic and legendary champions, which look amazing. And they're also releasing their second version of Doom Tower. And also 2 new bosses, the Celestial Griffin and the Eternal Dragon. So if you want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do is hit the link in the video description or scan my QR code. And you'll get your free epic champion Jotun, 100,000 silver, 50 gems, and 3 ancient shards. All this treasure will be waiting for you right up here, but you gotta be quick because these rewards are only available for the next 30 days. So first thing I want to do is kind of summarize the 2 past resources I love, and to this day I still love them. I want to make sure you also have these additional resources in your back pocket, because if you want to get more Kyber in Galaxy of Heroes, again, the core fundamental is being able to understand the counters and what makes a good defense, and also having enough to take on what your opponent might throw your way. The first resource, we talked about this before, we're not going to go in crazy depth. We made a video on this in the past. The first big resource that came to our attention was through SWGOH.gg. In case you don't know it, now you know. One of the top 5 resources in Galaxy of Heroes, in my opinion. In general, not too long ago, they created a GAC meta report where it has pretty much all of the Grand Arena data in Galaxy of Heroes, and it will show you what are the most popular meta teams on defense, what are the most popular meta teams on offense, how many points are they holding, how many points are they giving you. This is one of the best tools that we've had for a long time. The upside to this tool is it literally has all of the data through all of the Grand Arenas performed out there. As we see, right now it has 1.3 million Grand Arena Championships battles analyzed this season alone, not including the other ones, if I understand this correctly. The downside to this resource is, one, yeah, it's cool. It shows you the most popular offensive defensive teams. The downside is it doesn't quite show you videos or an instructional guide if you want to understand how to beat a Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, which is one of the best holding teams when it comes to 5v5. And 5v5 Grand Arena is coming around the corner here, so this is something you want to understand. And this is where the second resource that I love comes in handy, and that is from Xerath Prevails, a fantastic YouTuber, really knows their stuff when it comes to Galaxy Heroes. Unlike SWGOH.gg, this actually has individual videos connected to their streams where they show how they beat, for example, an Akbar, Captain Han Solo, and Leia team, and it shows what they use, what the lead they use, and it has a video showing you the play-by-play, step-by-step process they went about it. The only downside to this resource is it's only battles from one person, so the data is going to be a lot more limited compared to 1.2 million battles analyzed in a single Grand Arena season. Well, this is where the new resource comes. Keep these two bookmarks in mind. I'm leaving them down below. Still fantastic resources. Definitely use them. But the other day, I came across this Grand Arena Science website. Big shout out to MKYN. It was posted 8 days ago and it really got no traction on Reddit, surprisingly enough. And this is a huge resource. Basically, it combines the data power from SWGOH.gg, but it also combines nodes, step-by-step process, as well as gameplay connected to countering a variety of teams out there. And it's pulling data, not just from one person, but many top-end players in the community. As we see, Xerath, that we just mentioned a moment ago. This guy named Arnold, I don't know, he sounds pretty good, I think. Then Klesso, AP Games, Star Wars guy, Ian, Bit Dynasty, Calvin Awesome, Endall, Bulldog, Darth Loquidor, Gridden, Kiawe. I wonder if Darth Loquidor is a lawyer by trade. I kind of want to know about that. Anyways, side point, a lot of fantastic creators. If you don't know these creators, definitely check them out. A lot of competitive, a lot of very knowledgeable players out there in our Galaxyverse community, and they merged all these different gameplays together to create their website known as Grand Arena Science. And there's actually a lot of resources here that I want to break down. The first thing I want to talk about is the counters aspect of it all. As you see, they have 5v5 data, 3v3 data, as well as fleet data. And let's just, for example, take 3v3 for a little bit of a spin to show you what this tool is capable of. Now, unlike the past two resources, the cool thing about this is you don't need to scroll constantly through a long list of data on SWGOH.gg or a spreadsheet. You can literally input what the team composition is that you're about to fight in 3v3. So for example, Bass LaShawn, Jedi Master Luke is one of the most popular combos in 3v3. So what you're gonna do is we're clicking on the defensive tab right here, and let's say you're like, oh crud, I don't know how to beat this team. Arnold doesn't have a video on, I'm not finding a video anywhere else. Well, this might help you out here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna program the team. We're gonna put Bass. This tool, firstly, I've seen some controversy about it because it's taking the surprise aspect out of Grand Arena. I'm on the camp. More knowledge, the better for you guys. But some people hate the fact that there's all these datas and resources and spreadsheets out there. That's a whole different story. I think this is a great resource. This little show nonetheless. But as you're seeing, it's starting to show you, all right, well, here's what the Bass LaShawn teams we're seeing in 3v3 Grand Arena. But let's say you want to narrow down the team a bit more. Right now, we're just looking at the leader and the variety of Bass LaShawn leads you might see on defense. Well, let's narrow it down a little bit more. And as you see, it's a really smart tool because it starts narrowing down what characters to select in there. Obviously, you're not seeing a Bosk of Bass LaShawn, so it's not going to waste your time scrolling through Bosk. We're going to click on Jedi Master Luke, and here's where we get to those really interesting Jedi Master Luke, Bass LaShawn, Wat Tambor compositions here. And for example, it shows you. I love this tool, guys. If you need to understand Grand Arena better, this is by far one of the best tools out there. It shows you how many banners were gotten during this particular battle. How easy is it to pull off this counter? And it also shows you what type of instructions do you have. And right here, we have a GAC video. And why don't we go ahead and click on it? Where is it going to take us? Oh my gosh, who's this guy? I think I know this guy. My goodness, look at this right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans, Android, increases damage output through all the buffs. This was pulled off. Come on, right here. So this is just one example of a battle right here. Now let's take it the flip side. Let's say you're running short on Grand Arena teams, and you're like, oh man, I only have a couple things left for offense. What can I possibly do? Well, here's one thing you can do. You can start putting in the team, the characters you have, and let's say you have Bosk lead. All right, well, what can I do with Bosk? Well, okay, Bosk can do some work, but I don't have Grief for Mando. What if I threw in, I don't know, let me just pick something out of the hand. Embo. Oh, wait, there's something that Bosk and Embo can do together, and it's going up against a Bo-Katan, Beskar, Armando armor. Holy cow, I need to know more about this. It shows you how many banners were gotten, 53 banners. It shows you how complex this is. This is a very complex counter. Anything that requires Embo is a very complex team to use. What type of instructions do you have? And I forgot to point this out. You can also get additional notes with it. As you see, well played wins. So where does it take us? Let's see. To the mass swarm. Oh my gosh. Oh, would you look at that? It's this Arnold fella again. My gosh, this is one dang good looking guy. So Bosk is faster. How about we just shows you what teams you can defeat on offense. It shows you what the counters are when it comes to defense. It gives you all the knowledge you need. How many banners was it? If you're trying to find the best banner, let's say you need 53 banners, not 49 banners. Well, it gives you a couple of options out there on what you might be able to use to try to get the most banners possible. It literally is turning Grand Arena into a science. And again, we're looking at 3v3 here, but the same thing applies to 5v5. You can look for defensive teams, find the counters to them, or try to put some offense teams together. Again, let's just do a random example here. Let's say, for example, you're trying to beat a Commander Luke Skywalker team that had, for example, I don't know, let's say Chewbacca, and then let's just put a really standard Commander Luke team in here that you might see on Grand Arena 5v5 defense, which is right around the corner. Han Solo, and then where's 3POC? 3PO, and Chewie. There you go. You're getting tons and tons of different counters here. Night Sisters. We see another Night Sister battle here. We see a General Grievous team. Very common. Sith Eternal Solo, Beskar Armor, Mandalorian, General Grievous. So you get a lot. And these are pretty much, to my knowledge, some of those popular counters. Of course, some people do General Anakin Skywalker. And that is one of the downsides to this as of now. It might not have quite the same number of data as SWGOH.gg, but it's getting to that point. And it also shows you the meta report to SWGOH.gg. So if you click on View Meta Report, it'll take you straight to the SWGOH.gg page where it shows. We've seen this 4 times. It's got a 75% win rate with an average banner count of 57 banners. So these are just some really powerful Grand Arena counter and offensive, and what maybe you should put on defense. Is there a lot of counters available for a particular team? And 2 more things I want to point out with this resource. Aside from the Grand Arena counter data that it provides, it also has a pretty darn fantastic resources for other things. What to do before you go through each fight. Now, I'm not going to read this. Again, links down below to this resource here. It kind of helps you make sure you put your best foot forward. If you're someone that there is a mental process before you go into a Grand Arena battle. You want to make sure you're putting your best foot forward here. So kind of to ask you, did you beat this team before? There's an overview review stage, an order of turns. Do you know it? So checking mods, yada, yada, yada. Study. So it gives you that. And also there's one more thing it shows. Again, check it all out. Scouting. So before you go into a Grand Arena, we've made videos on this in the past. How do you make sure that you're getting the best intel possible before going up against a Grand Arena opponent during the attack phase? It, again, shows you a variety of bots, shows you a variety of steps that you can take if you really want to take Grand Arena to the next level, because preparation and knowledge are some of the key recipes to dominating Grand Arena. But of course, we have a third variable around here, and that is having fun and dominating like none other. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. Again, massive shout out to the Grand Arena Science website. I think this is going to be probably that best resource moving forward as it grows. It's only in the early stage. I don't know if it's a month old at this point. This is something that I think every single Galaxy Heroes players needs to have in the back of their pocket, especially if you're on the newer side of Grand Arena. You don't understand what beats what and what's good on defense. This is going to be a fantastic place to start. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below and all your beautiful thoughts, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And what's that last thing? Ah, yes. Always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today. Gary, roll out that outro.